All right, guys, let's get right to it. Today we have the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And so far, this has been my favorite phone out of all these older flagships. And this is an interesting package. It actually came from Israel, and it took forever. And I was wondering, like, if I was ever even going to get it. I was like, man, am I going to get this package? It took forever. That's the Galaxy S20, which was okay. Like, I got bored with that phone kind of quickly, and it's because, you know, the camera wasn't as good as what I'm used to. So let's just go ahead and take the SIM card out of this phone and let's put it in the Galaxy S21. Like I said, this came from Israel, so shout out to the person over there that got me this package. And when I got this package, something was like, you know what? If it's coming from Israel and it's ending up in a box like this, I had to stop and Google, like, what is a Galaxy A53 5G? I was like, okay, so red flags start going off. I was like, wait a minute, this could possibly be an Exynos phone. Like, it hit me all at once. Like, look at this. This is definitely foreign to my country. And I think that's super cool, the way it looks, the writing. I think that might be Farsi. I could be wrong. I don't know. This one did cost me a cool $330 plus $20 for shipping because it did come from Tel Aviv. So, and it was really hard to get out of the box. I don't know, from the shipping, it just got stuck. Oh, okay, it was stuck to there. Okay, a little SIM card tray popper. It looks like they were using one of those cases that, yeah, that's nice. That's nice for, you know, the shipping. I don't really like cases like this, but it works. I respect that they put it on there. Now with this phone's really interesting. I think this is when they did not do a Note version, and I kind of missed the Note. I missed the stylus, and they kind of had a little trick up their sleeve with this phone with the stylus, and we'll get to that a little bit later. And again, guys, I'm coming from the iPhone world. It's so nice when they put this over the screen. That means they took care of the screen. There was really no scratches on it. I appreciate that. But again, I'm coming from the iPhone world, so I'm still just getting used to all the Android stuff, all the Galaxy phones. I've been doing this since January, and I'm starting to get used to how these phones navigate, the cameras, just the Android operating system as a whole. So let's go ahead and power it on. It doesn't say the name of the phone right there. I got really nervous. I was like, what is this phone? Again, that's the S20 Ultra. Great phone over there. It's a little slimmer than this phone. This one came with a white charging cable, so I decided to plug them up. Let's move everything from the S20 Ultra over. I wasn't going to do that, but I was like, you know what, let's just make it easy this time. Move it on over. It was a very, very, very simple process. And this is the 128 gigabyte model at 12 gigs of RAM. I believe anything over the 128, like 256s, I think that's a 16 gigabyte phone. But again, I think this is the Exynos, guys. And it's way bigger. It's actually really bigger than the S20 Ultra. The S20 Ultra felt a little toyish. It was really light. The materials didn't seem that premium. But you know, I had to turn on the 1440p. And this was the first time Samsung figured out how to do 1440p with 120 hertz. But they did shrink the size down a little bit to 6.8. See, that's me. I get nervous when I test the cameras. You guys know why if you've been following the channel. With that phone particularly, I had to make sure everything is working. Now, this phone came out in 2021, and man, it was a beast of a phone at the time. Until this day, it still is. Like, I know some of you guys watching this video probably have the S21 Ultra, and you're like, yes, you are correct. And to this day, it's still a really, really good phone. Like I said earlier, it's my favorite phone of all the older flagships I've been using. It does not have an SD card, but that doesn't really matter that much to me because this is the 256 gigabyte model. And like I said, this is 6.8 inches as opposed to the 6.9 inches that we got with the S20 Ultra. I did like it, but I don't feel like I lost anything. You guys see right there, this is the Exynos, the Samsung chip, the 2100. And I didn't get a good feeling about it, but I'm telling you guys now, after using it for about 4 or 5 days, it's okay. And I'm going to give a full review of this phone when I get to use it more in depth. I'm going to go back and use all these older flagships. I'm going to do like different types of tests, camera tests, performance tests, gaming tests with them, but I got to get through reviewing them first before I can do those kind of tests. But like I was saying, this phone pretty much fixed everything that was wrong with the S20 Ultra. And I don't miss the S20 Ultra at all. I thought I was going to miss it, and I'm like, nope. The phone feels better. The display is better, even though it's a little smaller. Everything just runs a little quicker, a little bit more snappier. I can say that the battery life is not as good as the S20 Ultra, and I think that might be due to it being the Exynos. I'm not really sure. I have watched some videos, and if you guys look right here, look how this game is running. I don't know if this is supposed to run this way. It was a little bit laggy on the initial load up, and my brain immediately goes to the phone. I've heard so much bad things about Exynos. Like, my brain goes right to it's an Exynos chip, so it's not going to be that good. And it's been that good. Like, besides that, I played games on it, and it hasn't been bad at all. But it's just the battery life hasn't been what I thought it would be. It does have a 5,000 milliamp battery. It does charge at 25 watts. I think the wireless charging is at 15, and all of that stuff is great, but I couldn't use the phone in like the 85% cap mode. I have to charge it all the way to 100 so it can last throughout the entire day. And this is one of the cases I went with. It's really cheap case. It works. It's not MagSafe, but it'll get the job done for now. This phone is 5G, and it also supports 6E Wi-Fi. And oh, wait a minute, it is a MagSafe case. Okay, with the Apple charger. I went through so many cases on this phone already, and I'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, is it MagSafe? I don't know. This is the true MagSafe case, and I really don't like clear cases, but I just went with it because it was cheap, and I figured, you know what, let's give it a shot. I do like to have phones that are MagSafe because I use the MagSafe stands that hold the phone up. I don't really use them for charging. I just use them for more as a stand. And yes, I must be getting old. I do like the lanyards. Got the Galaxy Buds. Everything's all set. And again, this has been the best Android experience I've had thus far with the older flagships. I still have my S24, and it's kind of sad I haven't even got to use my S24 like seriously this entire year because I'm using the older flagships, which is really fun, and that's why I got the older flagships, because the S24 was like, what else do you need? So I figured let's go back in time and grab some of these old phones to see how they perform. And I'm still working on another Pixel. So I gave it an update that looks like it's One UI 6.0, and I'm running Android 14. And I usually go in there and change the animations down to ×5, makes them a little bit more snappier. I'm just used to that at this point. Here's the Samsung case that I got that actually has the stylus. This was the idea that we're not going to give you a stylus, but we're going to give you a case and the stylus capabilities, which I thought was pretty cool because when I got the Galaxy S20 Ultra, I really miss the stylus, like as a whole. Like that's what I thought I was getting into when I got to these Samsungs was, you know, the phones with the stylus that have the really bright screens. And that button does work. You can use it as an eraser when you're writing on the notepad. And I went back and just tested all the stylus. All the stylus work on all of the phones, even the Note 10 Plus there. I'll leave a link in the description for the case for the S21 Ultra. But if you guys have an S21 Ultra or you're thinking about getting one, I would say go for it if that's in your price range of $350. This is the last contour shape phone. They went to the boxy style with the S22 Ultra. So it'll be interesting to see in the future if Samsung ever goes back to this design. But I'm out, guys. That's all I got for this video. Got some more older flagships. Peace, love, and light. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.